Joshua Osei is SDF new chairman. This was during the SDF 10 convention in Yaoundé, where he recorded a landslide victory with 985 votes out of the 1,565 valid votes cast. Also, water issue in Womb town of Menchum division in the northwest region causes inhabitants to trek for long distances just to fetch purified spring water. But for how long will this phenomenon continue? High Prime Newscast of today brings attempted answers. And Isosa of Limbe shines at home as the team in the MTN Elite Stool Championship trashes Panther of Nde in a 1-0 victory at the Limbe Centenary Stadium over the weekend. Those were our top stories. You are welcome to High Prime of Monday, the 30th of October 2023. We start with one of our lead stories. Water scarcity in Womb town of Menchum division has caused inhabitants of that area to trek for long distances just to fetch purified water that is their daily source. As a result, they complain of the long distances while urging the government to act adequately as Tamfu Chlorine traveled to Womb for this report.
Water palaver is quite a problematic issue in Womb, the administrative headquarters of Menchum Division in the Northwest region, as inhabitants go trekking for several miles just to get the precious liquid.
Long distance, but now we are free for carrying waters, and as you can see, you can just go there right now and you will see the drinkable water. When it is rainy season, we are not facing difficulties for waters, but when dry season comes, that is where we face difficulties for waters.
The problem we face here is to arrange the road. That's one problem. And here around we don't have taps, and this is water from the hill. People from afar and near, people from market, they come to carry water here because this is the only source of water that is around.
With the rains that I witnessed during this period of the year, it has led to the sprouting of purified springs that the locals heavily depend on.
This water is from the hill. So since the water is from the hill, we have been facing difficulties even to connect it or to be it. Now, as you can see, as the water is, we are now trying that youth, we should come out from three corners so that we should be managing so that we can have drinking water. We have people like Warren Richard and all the rest that can help us so that we can even have good drinking water to be it, so that it should be solid, so that we cannot be struggling to go and carry the water.
The issue that has led to the young and old who embark on the journey to get water. Inhabitants in Womb town remain focused in relying on the purified springs for their daily routine tasks, while hoping the competent authorities do the needful by providing pipe-borne water to the entire community.
We remain in water supply news. This time around, potable water access in the Boya town neighborhood of the Boya municipality is a big wahala for many people who live there. As such, they have now turned to alternative ways of getting potable water. This has prompted the non-governmental organization known as Wholesome Health Promotion, that is based in the United States of America, run by Cameroonians, to come to dock one of the boreholes that will be supplying water to the Boya town neighborhoods that had a water supply issue with the effects of the flash flood of last March 2023. Jabi Keti tells us more.
Water is an essential element of life, a basic need for most communities, especially within the health sector. In Boya town, southwest region of Cameroon, access to potable water is one of the problems faced in the community.
Working in the hospital as a medical practitioner, we have been seeing a lot of cases due to poor water supply within the community.
To ameliorate the situation, a US-based non-governmental organization, Wholesome Health Promotion, under the leadership of Diasporan Therese Tande, is on the way to providing borehole water supply to the Boyertown Health Center and its environs.
This came as a result of the crisis that we had, the calamity that happened where all the pipes around Bonalionga area were destroyed. So there was a shortage of water. So the organization decided to put water here in the health center so that in case of any shortages, even the communities around can benefit from this water project.
The act of goodwill was received with songs of joy as the project was officially presented to the staff of the health center and community members on Thursday, October 26, 2023.
I think this project will go a long way in serving the health center and the surrounding communities.
This project is very important because one element of quality of life is water, and having the water in a sustainable way will help to combat diseases that we can face, like cholera.
At times, we used to have shortages of water in our school, so this program of bringing us the borehole so closer to the school, we are so grateful.
As work on this project commences, it is hoped that Wholesome Health Promotion extends this gesture to other communities in need.
You brings water, brings life. So the fact that they are giving water to this hospital, it's a wonderful thing that they are doing, and we want to thank them, but to encourage them. That we know they can do more, we know they can do better, and that after Boyertown, when it's probably a place like Great Support, we're also expecting something like that from them.
This engagement of Wholesome Health Promotion aligns with UN Sustainable Goal 6.1, which calls for universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water for all by 2030.
Let's now move over to the Northwest region, where business persons in Wumtown of Menchum Division are complaining on the slow pace of business activities in the area. This low turnout of businesses comes with a price tag, bad road. This has made it difficult for business persons to troop into the town of Wum for business activity. Claudine Kamfu went to that place on part.
Business persons in Wum of Menchum Division in Northwest Cameroon say business is slow in this part of the region, coupled with the bad road networks.
For the first time for business, our own challenges of business in our road. Because the only thing we need for the woman road, who get road, we do business, but without road, we don't do business. Because 2 weeks ago, we camion on 4, and most of our car we did for the camion, it don't spoil. So how we survive for the woman? We don't survive for the woman because we don't get road.
Road. Matter of road. When road they find, they come any week then they will review with them for market. Every week they review here.
Some attribute the fluctuation in the business sector due to the non-availability of incoming persons from Bamenda and other areas.
You don't say for here, market for here. You don't say Bamenda people to come buy for women. Yes, so when Bamenda people come, market for women, it will change. If it be say it be less, it will high because Bamenda don't come down. But if not only we pay, it will moderate. But if they come down, market will change. So now the kind of challenges that we get up.
With the slow phase of economic activities due to the porous road network as they rely heavily on it.
So they carry most of the things for bike, and bike no fit survive people them for who. So most of our things they now bike they try for heavy weight, and by we say and say the thing they want to sell and buy no fit carry.
From the Wum main market to the other commercial hubs, the town is quite booming as the different economic operators go about with their different businesses.
Members of the Bafut Cultural Development Association, Manjong, has donated didactic materials to school-going children in the Bafut Tuba constituency in the Mezam division of the Northwest region. This is to ensure the children in that part of the Northwest have a successful 2023-2024 academic year, as Rita Mafani Mujoko tells us.
The Bafut Cultural and Development Association, Manjong, are conducting a back-to-school campaign in the area. The donation exercise brought on board the children who received didactic materials.
Back to school, being donated by our elite from Bafut Development Manjong. in Northern America. So because of the inconvenience that we have, that's why we are doing the back of school now. So this is to boost the back to school in Bafu subdivision. In the whole Bafu, we have 77 villages. So this donation is coming from the Northern America area for Bafu development. You know, in Bafu subdivision, our elites, they have been supporting schools, giving some incentive for the teachers, and at least seeing how they can even equip some of the school by giving carbon water or this kit.
Some of the teachers in the locality say this gesture is quite timely as school turnout has been encouraging while dishing out their challenges.
We have an enrollment of about 195 pupils as of last year. So the challenges that we face is accommodation. We don't even have accommodation. The children do not even really sit well to study. And then we have a few teachers, that 195, we are managing it, just the three of us. And then we have a low payment of the fee that is allocated for the children. So those are the few things. And then
the area that has witnessed a lack of teachers, some of the courageous teachers there are hoping for better conditions.
It's really a good token that the people will merit a good success in their studies. And I'm also giving thanks for the donors who are appreciating us here to take up the brilliance of the children through their learning process. So I'm happy for what they are doing. So God should keep them, give them more thanks on their elbows so that they can continue to support us here to run the community as so far as education is concerned.
The children are quite satisfied with the donation as they appreciate their benefactors.
It has helped us and our parents so much so that they do not spend a lot of money while buying books.
The Bafut Manjong Association brings smiles on these children. The association remains committed in making sure their children learn in a serene and harmonious condition.
Let's take you now to one of our leading stories. Joshua Osei is the new chairman of the Social Democratic Front Party, the SDF. This was during the 10th convention of the party of late Nick John Fronde that took place at the Yaoundé Sports Complex over the weekend. But Joshua Osei, will he turn the dwindling fortune of the major opposition party in the country? Something our reporter attempts for some answers. The main opposition party in Cameroon now have a new chairman after the long-standing and subsequent demise of Chairman Nick John Fronde. This was the outcome of the SDF 10 convention that took place at the Yaoundé Sports Complex over the weekend as Honorable Joshua Osei emerges victorious.
Joshua Osei hereby pledge to respect the constitution of the party and to serve the party to the best of my ability, so help me God. With just 3 minutes, I want to tell you that this party is a serious party, and a serious party needs serious leadership. Let us all have that in our minds when we come down and vote, because what is happening today in this place will likely shape the future of Cameroon. C'est de ça qu'il s'agit ici. Il s'agit des municipales, il s'agit des législatives, il s'agit d'un leader fort pour pouvoir y arriver. Et vous savez qui est ce leader fort.
With Osei securing a landslide victory with 985 votes from 1,565 votes cast. Ashewa David Justel from Kambe in the Northwest region came second, while Gordon Zama from Limbe came third. With thunderous acclamation engulfing the atmosphere, many in the party welcomes the outcome. The Saturday all-night 10 elective convention wasn't void of drama as some disgruntled delegates exhibit their displeasure.
Let them explain to us here. Motion! Motion! Anybody who doesn't want to listen to me is the person who is destroying the
There are
here will never. I will not go.
filling stations for each region. And there will be somebody to guide each voter.
The new chairman called for unity for all to work together for the good and prosperity of the party. With the new John Fundi post-era that starts with Joshua Osip, political observers in Cameroon and beyond are closely observing what the outcome of the Joshua Osip era will look like. You are watching High Prime and we are coming to you live from our main studio here in High Television. We now take you to educational news. Over 250 students have been admitted to study at the St. David's University Institute of Health Sciences of Limbe. This was during the matriculation ceremony that took place at their Limbe campus. Alice Leket Ikomi traveled to Limbe for this report.
With dignity, honesty, civility support, the mission and vision of the institution.
Over 250 newly matriculated students are being welcomed into St. David's University Institute of Health Sciences.
Today we are immatriculating our students, and we already know how important this immatriculation ceremony is. So it's like welcoming the students into the school and also giving them the rules and regulations to be a good member of the school, candidate of the school. Yeah. And it's always a tradition for all higher institutions to do this. So St. David is not left behind.
The matriculation ceremony that took place at the Limbe campus brought together newly admitted students from other campuses to be officially part of the institution.
Okay, thanks for that. Actually, because of the confidence and trust the public have in us, we have decided to extend our position to various sites in Cameroon. And our dream is to make sure that we achieve the highest, like extending to all the 10 regions. I think my next dream is to extend this campus to Yaoundé, and I'm sure by next year we shall be there.
The goal of this school is to help promote health services in the country.
We are training dreams, we are training quality health personnel that the public actually wants. For example, we are training good quality nurses, we are training good quality midwives, we are training good quality laboratory technicians, we are training even good quality pharmacists and other departments, physiotherapists and so on. So because of that, you yourself can see everywhere is crowded.
Being admitted into this institution is like a dream come true.
I heard the school is very good school, discipline, have good laboratory and lecturers. So I feel very good being here. I feel very excited for being matriculated here.
It was a colorful day as part 2 of the program saw a football match between students and staff and some sketches to crown the day.
Now let's take you to the world of sports. Isosa of Limbe has begun their MTN Elite 2 win over Panther of Nde from the West region. This took place during the last Saturday game that took place at the Limbe Centenary Stadium as Are Jefta scoring the lone goal that made Isosa of Limbe triumph. More with you, sports reporter Boris Isonowentro.
In a scintillating encounter at the Limbe Centenary Stadium, it was Isosa who came out victorious against Panther Sportive of Nde. Newly signed Are Jefta from Continental FA of Boya was making his debut for Isosa, and he did not disappoint, scoring the lone goal in the second half to ensure Isosa claimed all 3 points on match day 1 of the MTN Elite 2 Football Championship.
I'm a happy man. I think we have played, you have seen for yourself. We have certified the population. Everybody in Limbe was here to see that we win a match in the Elite 2. This game is a beginner. We have to certify our population, and just having the victory today, we have attained our objective of today's match. Isosa, the objective first is to maintain to be among the first 4 to go to play the play-up of the early 2. When we reach there, we shall see what we shall look for the second solution. The first objective is to reach there. When we reach there, I think we have a squad, a young squad that can fight for the early ticket.
Despite this defeat, Panther is looking forward to their next encounter.
No, I think it was not bad because all the players we have are from the regional league, those who play today. The transfers from the professional league didn't take place, but I will not lament myself on that. I think when a player has a license, is to play. So they were not that funny. I think they proved that they have what it takes to play MTL 2. So we'll go back and prepare to start our league at home on Wednesday.
This was the first time Isosa was participating in the Elite 2 Football Championship after winning the 2023 edition of the National Interpol competition. Isosa began on the front foot with Jefta and Albert Tiku finding chances, but their finishing left much to be desired.
What he told us is to keep on fighting, because during the first half we were really down. And I just pray and I hope that maybe it's because of it's the first game. And during the second half, we were encouraged by him. The words of encouragement we get from him, and that is why we entered during the second half. We were able to give our all, and that's why we come victorious.
With 3 points in the bag, Isosa will be hoping to replicate this performance in their next game on Wednesday at home to Njiko FC. For Panther Sportive on day, their next encounter will be at home to Leopard Sportif of Douala.
We hang on in the world of sports this time around with Isosa's Elite 2 champion, who is still the sum of 13.1 million CFA francs has been raised by the Elite 2 side Isosa of Limbe following their first ever fundraising congress that took place in Limbe. Boris Esono-Wenfo attended that fundraiser and now reports.
The first ever Congress of newly promoted M10 Elite 2 side Isosa had the goal of making the club a people-centric club, bringing together club presidents, coaches, supporters amongst others. The sum of 13.1 million francs CFA was raised in a show of solidarity with the Limbe-based club. The club equally received training equipment to aid them in the Elite 2 Football Championship. According to the president, Isosa will look to play its home matches both in Limbe and in Boya.
Games to Pumba or to Tiko or to Moyuka or to Ekona, but for the lack of standardized modern structures, approved structures by the federation, we are unable to take our games there. For now, the federation has only informed us that there are only 2 pitches that are up to standard, and that is Boya and Limbe. So that's why we take the matches to Boya. We believe that we've had a lot of support from people from Boya. Boya United President Kaji, you could see that we had the president of Fako United here, a lot of people from Boya as well. So it's important to take the match to Boya. For us to also showcase and have the people of Boya enjoy Isosa.
Isosa recently signed coach Tite Edwin from Jalakwan Sports Academy and former Victoria United coach Mbog Maput to their technical bench, and these additions are expected to propel the side towards the ambition for this season.
The idea for us is that we can do things together, and charity begins at home. If we have to grow beyond boundaries, we have to look at those that are here. We have qualified tacticians here. You could also see that today on the high table we had the coach of Astro of Douala. Is also a bona fide son of the soil from the southwest region. So he's also a supporter of the region, and this is the idea that we want, that Isosa is a people's club, a club for the whole region of Southwest, and our idea is to ensure that everybody, every Southwesterner is part of the project of Isosa.
The first ever Isosa Congress was a dress rehearsal for the side's first game against Panther Sportive on day, which they won 1-0. Isosa has been placed in Pool B in the MTN Elite 2 Football Championship alongside Leopard Sportif of Douala, Jiko FC, Rangers of Bafut, Aiding Sport, AS FAB and Dragon of Yaoundé.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome, and this part of the program we move over to what it's making news with our resource person who will be talking us through the SDF 10th elective convention that took place at the Yaoundé Sports Complex. I'm talking on for Richard. Good evening to you, Richard, and welcome.
Good evening, and thanks for having me, Larry.
All right. So we saw the SDF 10 convention that took place at the Water Sports Complex in Yaoundé with Joshua Osei emerging as the winner, making him the second chairman of the SDF political party, the major opposition party in the country. You were there, you voted, and you were elected as the Assistant Secretary for Political Education and Training of the said party. How was that?
Yeah, it was a successful event. It was a very, very exciting event. We had delegates coming from all over the national territory, and we also have some invited guests from sister parties at home and abroad. We have persons like Kabra Libi, who pledged to work with the SDF and in fact get into a coalition with the party. All right.
Joshua Osei had a landslide victory. He had a landslide victory with the vote cast that was 1,565 valid vote casts that were conducted. Joshua Osei came out with 985 votes to his favor, making that a landslide victory. How possible was Joshua Osei managed to have this wide margin, leaving his runner-up, that is Joshua, that is Shewa David Jesten from the Northwest?
Yes. First of all, Joshua Osei, there's a number of factors that help him to be able to score that very high score. He has grown within the ranks of the party and right up to the level of the first national chairman of the party, and so he has gathered a lot of experiences and was well known. You remember he was the presidential candidate of the party in the last presidential election, and so he is well known by party militants and the delegates who came to the party. Again, he did a great job in his campaign, putting forward a very powerful policy statements and vision, his vision for the party if he was supposed to win. I think those are some of the things. And again, the fact that he was endorsed by the national chairman of the party before he died, all of these were some of those factors that worked in his favor.
All right. Aside from the smooth functioning of voting process that we saw, we equally saw a lot of misgivings in the sight of some candidates, where we have an influx of non-party militants or sympathizers even, and they were actually underage, who actually were accredited to come and vote, but they were actually unmasked by some SDF militants. What actually prompted this gentleman, this youth who actually who came out at the Water Sports Complex to say they wanted to vote for a particular candidate, but actually that wasn't the case because they were unmasked?
Yes, of course. We know that organizing an election like this at the national level is not very, very easy. The routing that you saw on the floor came about as a result of the fact that some people argued that they saw some underage children whom they doubt were actual party militants. And when they raised that concern, it's unfortunate that the concerns were raised in the form of agitation, and that is why you saw all of that. But the good news is that the electoral committee that was set up, the independent electoral committee that was set up prior to the election, they suspended the procedure and decided to investigate, called all the different candidates, and they realized that indeed there were some underage non-militants who were in the hall, and they identified all of them and sent them out of the hall and voting continues smoothly, much to the satisfaction of all the candidates and all those who were protesting. And I must say that there has no elections in the war where it is 100% perfect. And so the election that took place in Yaoundé over the weekend, I will rate it as 90% perfect or 90% free, fair, and transparent. And of course, that is a perfect score that as SDF militants, we are proud of.
All right. And with Joshua Osei at the helm of the major opposition party in the country, will this new breed now go a long way to attract party members that were expelled with the Article 8.2, famous Article 8.2 that we are talking of the G27 headed by Jean-Michel Niche?
Well, our party is always open for reconciliation, not only for the G27, but even other members who had left the party a long time ago. We are always open for reconciliation. In fact, we had already engaged and started reconciliation with the G27. We hope that they are understandable enough and not made on realistic terms and on realistic conditions, because when you give unrealistic conditions and we cannot make it, we are not going to force you to join the party. So as a matter of fact, we are open for reconciliation. We have always been open, and we are still open. If the members of the G27 feels that they can come back home, they are very much welcome to come back home. Our doors are open, and we are ready to receive them, but not on any unrealistic conditions.
All right. We now move over to the last question. The last presidential elections saw the SDF relegated to the fourth position. That has never been the case when it comes to a presidential post with Joshua Osei. But this time that he has been voted as your chairman, will Joshua Osei go now to change the dwindling fortune of the SDF political party? Why not coming up to the standards that Cameroonians actually know the party during the early 90s?
Yes, of course. One thing you should understand is that in the 2018, the party was faced with enormous challenges. Some of these challenges were unexpected. They came unexpectedly. We are talking about the crisis in the Northwest and Southwest region. We didn't expect that. We also saw the emergence of new political parties that we had not expected. And so they took all of these challenges, took us by surprise, and we were not very, very prepared to handle these challenges. At this moment, we are well prepared, we are well armed, we are ready to face these challenges, and I do not think we are going to have the same problem this time around. In fact, as a matter of fact, we are ready to head straight into the Unity Palace in the next election.
Okay, so what is the future for SDF under Joshua?
Well, I see a very bright future for the party. He's going to come in with new vision. That's not to say he's going to outrightly cut off all the policies of things that were put in place by our iconic national chairman. But I'm saying that he's going to come up with some new vision for the party. As a matter of fact, he has already shown that the party is going to be more modern, as you have seen. We are going to be engaged in a robust communication strategy. We are going to go digital. And so I think there are a lot of new things. I do not have the time on the panel here to explain all of that to you. I hope I have.
All right. So with that, we are wishing the SDF well, and congratulations to you for your new position at the party.
Thank you so much.
All right. With that conversation with Richard, this is where we conclude this edition of the newscast, High Prime, of Monday, the 30th of October. Thank you so much for the immense pleasure, and keep on watching High Television. Good night.